Alrighty then, this is going to be a bit different from my normal Yuusha Bulletin, because this time I have my face and I am testing this all with OBS. So if you want to see me doing future videos like this of a Yuusha Bulletin, let me know in the comments. But anyway, let's actually solidify what this is exactly about. Amen and welcome, my name is Yuusha Anime and welcome to a Yuusha Bulletin. And this time we are covering the curious case of Sakimi-chan, where she is being accused of being fat-phobic. And just bear in mind, Sakimi-chan is probably one of the more well-known artists for anime, as well as fan art on Twitter, as she has over 8,000 Patreon members. So just bear that in mind as we go through this article to verify what is actually going on. So as you can see, popular anime and video game pin-up artist Sakimi-chan accused of being fat-phobic. Why exactly? Let's find out, shall we? So, Sakimi-chan, a popular pin-up artist whose works prominently feature popular video game and anime characters, found herself the target of a recent outrage mob as a wave of social media users recently took to criticizing her body of work due to their opposition of her personal art style. Well, why the hell are they complaining? If you don't like it, just don't look at her art, for God's sake. You can easily just unfollow or block people. Why make a fuss? The wave of criticism against Sakimi-chan began with a Twitter user at Teach Iko. And by the way, I want to make this clear, do not harass anyone whatsoever. This is not the point of the video. I am critiquing what has gone on in the transpired events and trying to look at this as fairly as possible as an outsider. This is also written by Spencer Bakuli, and this is still a very recent article. So, with that said, I'm only critiquing the situations. I'm not attacking anyone. I want to make that clear before I go any further. Right. So it began with a Twitter user at Teach Iko drew attention to a tutorial on drawing bodies first published by Sakimi-chan in July of 2019. So this has been going a long time with this person, and they still kept complaining at one artist they didn't like. They must have a lot of spare time. Expressing in a now deleted tweet her disgust that bodies are all the freaking same, and being light on language. These are all the same. These are all the freaking same. And it was all to do with Sakimi-chan's demo that she made for Patreon, where she shows the anatomy voiceover tutorial, where she talks about 3 different proportion styles: normal, one that's more curvy, and one that's a bit more exaggerated. Which the exaggerated one usually is used for more adult, off-brand stuff, let's just say. But let's just go a bit further down and find out what's going on. So look, there is Teach Iko as well, once again going, I don't want anatomy advice from the person who was responsible for this. They're not even looking at the same freaking direction. So, what is this supposed to mean? It's just art, What has this person done to you? Who hurt you? You're just attacking somebody for drawing something they enjoy drawing. What, you don't see them going around and attacking a hobby that you like, right? In the tutorial, which is unavailable through her Patreon account, Sakimi-chan discusses 3 different female proportion style: normal, one that's more curvy, and one that's a bit more exaggerated. So, here is the actual tweet. And also, as you can see, voiceover tutorial, step PSD, dot steps JPEG, exaggeration, pinup proportion, voice over tutorial, thick edition. And the thick, I can already tell by looking at that, this means in relation to anime. It doesn't mean in body size or anything whatsoever, because thick in the anime community, we always refer to thighs. And trust me, with thighs, that's usually what we mean. We usually mean the hips and the thighs, not really much else, or maybe the upper parts, but I'm not going to say that out loud. Anyway, this is the original tweet by Sakimi-chan. In this anatomy voiceover tutorial, I'll be talking about 3 different female proportion style: normal, one that's more curvy, and one that's a bit more exaggerated. Pin-up voiceover tutorial. Okay, so following Teach Iko's initial tweet, Sakimi-chan was soon bombarded with criticism and harassment by like-minded art authoritarians, with the harassment ranging from claims that she was a terrible artist because she did not understand anatomy. Okay, like most kids' cartoons now don't follow basic anatomy with freaking body shapes. Are you going to say next that the Amazing World of Gumball, like, a character can't be alive because they're a balloon? Is that what you're going to say? Come off it, grow up. Right. To accusations of fat phobia based on a tutorial on drawing plus-sized bodies that did not conform to the critics' very specific standards of representation. Hold on, don't be too generous and call them critics now. I don't think they're actually critics anyway. To outright calls for the continued bullying and harassment of Sakimi-chan, which is horrible. Why are you harassing somebody that enjoys doing their art? If it was doing something or actually harming somebody, that's another thing entirely. But this is somebody drawing the art that they enjoy doing, and it's a tutorial that they made. They put hard work into a tutorial to help people, and you guys just rave on her. Jesus Christ. So here's the first one from Moon Luna, sorry. I don't want to be rude, but I believe her skill is amazing, but this is a prime example of how people don't know how to draw fat people. She was never drawing fat people. Alright, as a larger woman, okay, so let me go on the victim path here because I'm a bigger lady and this hurts my feelings. This really sucks for a multitude of reasons. You may refer to the typical skinny body as normal. No, it's considered more healthy. And then there's barely any difference in the second and third pinup. Really disappointing. You can't broaden your horizons past skinny. As I was saying, I don't think this is exactly skinny. I'd say some part of the body, in some respects, is well toned, especially when it goes more to the right. So it's not really skinny, it's toned as well. So it's a shame you can't recognise a toned body type. But hey ho, it's not like she can't recognise a fat one, hey? Good God. Yeah, victim me, boo-hoo, I'm slightly more rounded than other people. Represent me. Why should she have to do something for someone she'd never met? She's literally out here making a tutorial telling people the right hand image is what thick looks like. And that skinny is normal. It's fat-phobic and conceited as hell. It's not fat-phobic. What are you guys coming out with saying it's fat-phobic? It's dumb. This is an artist drawing with their art style. They are drawing with their art style. If you don't like it, go away. You can tell this is all virtue signaling. You can tell these aren't regular people who follow her. Because they have an agenda and they're making it very well known. And if they knew anything about the anime community, we would know what thick means. Trust me. So let's go with the next one from Demonolique. The anatomy is bad and it's covered up with fancy painting. She's been stagnating for years, and any time anyone says anything about it, horny on mains come out of the woodwork to white knight her. What? Horny on mains? Wow. Wow, you are very disrespectful, my dude. I'm sorry to hear that. If you don't like her art, just don't follow anymore. You don't have to comment, you know. You can just unfollow. And that's done. You don't have to see their art anymore. Alright, so then let's go to the next one. That Azero fella. Exaggeration pinup, thick edition. Have you ever seen a fat person? No, she was not drawing a fat person. That's what you all are getting wrong. You're looking at this from the outside view instead of knowing anything about the anime community. Once again, thickness is in relation to thighs, the top, and the rear. Those three main points. And it even says about exaggeration. And then this person, charming person, again, don't harass people, that's not what I'm advocating for. Sakimi-chan is a dog poop artist, so I encourage everything pooping on her art. Wow, you are charming, mate. You are absolutely charming. And look, I can see how this person got 1 like and 18 people comment into that one person. You can tell that he had multiple arguments in there. So, in the face of the wanton outrage, fans of Sakimi-chan and artistic freedom provided an outpouring of support to the artist, not only explaining to the mob that her art was intentionally and specifically stylized. Of course, everyone has their own style of art. Even my artist that I used to commission has an art style. Everyone has an art style. So stop freaking policing people on what to do with their art. If you don't like it, draw it yourself. It's like if you're complaining about a game that someone's making and you don't like it. Make your own game or find another game that does what you want it to do. But also speculating that many other criticisms were based on a strong sense of envy. So they could be unsuccessful artists possibly? I don't know. I don't know anything about them. I'm just saying that it could be, I don't know. And then have a look at this, where Zombie Kid does their best to do with this. So Sakimi-chan gets a minimum of 24k a month because she has 8,000 Patreons. If only that person would put as much effort into their soulless Tumblr art instead of using said effort to dig up a year-old post and then pull the race card when people tell them to get lost. Oh, that's why. Okay, so this person tries to use the race card in order to win an argument. Oh, you're charming. You're charming, mate. So if you can't win an argument, you say, come on, make yourself out to be racist. You are charming. So, me in essence, this is literally the same body type. This isn't a good tutorial. Also, this artist's anatomy has been bad for a while. And then Sakimi fans. Cuck fans. You're jealous for freaking B. Yeah, so that's not what... They're not screaming at it. You're the only one screaming. And look, call me... a word I can't say. I know you'll want to say it with me. Monkey. So there we go. Using the race card again. So it looks like Zombie done some digging, and it looks like Cheech Aiko done the exact same thing. Pulled the race card to win an argument. How charming. How brave. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. And then I find Connie Pion, who justifies the entire thing that's gone on and says to everyone, do you know what? This is basically what it's supposed to be, you fool. Which I applaud her for. Because it's what I said at the beginning. Look, can you guys read? She isn't saying these are all the body types. There's a thick edition on the top left corner. These are just 3 variations of the curvy anime girl she draws. Done. Nothing else. She draws anime girls. Those are the 3 styles. Nothing more. Done. No argument left. I'm not even a fan of Sakimi-chan's art at all, but you guys hate on her for the stupidest reason. Yes, it's a dumb reason. They didn't even know what they were arguing against. They thought, oh, she's being fat phobic because that's not fat. No, she was drawing the 3 variations of her own art of curvy anime girls. That was what she was doing. She was never drawing a fat person, and that is not her representation of a fat person, if she ever does do one. So they just cried over nothing. And look at all the people coming to defend her. It's awesome. Look, how dare a successful artist give good advice on their account? Yes, the video they made to help people. How about I act like a prick to them so I can get attention and clout? Yes, and that's what I think it is. It's like attention seeking. And then that anatomy saying guy got another comment from this account saying you don't give a rat's rear about the anatomy. The only reason why people like you is screeching at Sakimi-chan right now is because her work offends you and because she won't start to paint obese people to protect your feelings. Fancy painting? The mean girl jealousy is evident. Yeah, just mic drop right there. And do you know what? They're commenting back at her because they're salty about it. There's nobody else moaning about this on the internet, and Twitter is only 2% of the world. And this was never about fat phobia or drawing fat people. So in other words, they made a problem that never existed based on their preconceived viewpoint and not actually being involved with the fan base. So they screwed themselves over. It's not one screwing over the other. They screwed themselves up. And it's very sad to see some people not understand what's going on. And then Moose MCG coming in with, some people on here got their brains poisoned by hyper fetish art. Yeah, to be honest, there is a load of drawings on that on the internet which have super obese girls on the internet. I'm not going to say what end of the internet it is, but it exists. But this is coming from someone who enjoys that stuff. There's a pretty obvious difference between these 3, and the Clown Brigade here are just using this as another excuse to throw a tantrum over Sakimi-chan. Yes, I agree. It could be just a whole way to just say, I don't like your art, change it, bigot. That's what this whole thing feels like. It's like, it just feels like that to me. Then for her part, Sakimi-chan did not respond to any of the accusations. Good on you, Sakimi-chan. You don't have to. Instead, continuing to post new pieces, with her most recent featuring Sing from Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yes, nice. Look at that. Stunning art. Absolutely stunning art. Have a look at the detail on this. This is why this artist is a good artist. It's not because they draw girls or anything like that, or that she is a girl. It's that she draws amazing art, and it looks cool as hell. So, That is awesome. And then, as the disclosure and pushback against her statement mounted, Teach Aiko ultimately devolved into attempting to downplay the hostility of her accusation, dishonestly accusing Sakimi-chan's fans of hurling pure vulgarities towards her. Oh dear. And deflecting criticism by bizarrely claiming that her opponents fervently wished to call her a racial slur. Well, leave that person to go to a sad part of the internet, because if that's how they're acting to try and get clarification and feel like they win an argument, then that's a very sad way of existence. But that's just me. Like, if you have to attack an artist because they do an art style that you don't like, you're not really doing a lot with your life. I'm sorry, but you have a lot of free time. I understand there's a lockdown, but at the same time, having a pop off at someone for something that they didn't even do or intend to do is purely... it's BS. Just stop the childish behaviour. There's no need for all this childish behaviour. No reason at all. Just go in your little Twitter caves and just, I don't know, just find something worth doing. You know, like play a game or something. Open a window. You know, have a breath of fresh air. If you're feeling angry at something, just talk to someone. You still have mobile phones and can actually video call over the internet, right? So why don't you do that instead of getting mad at people that don't even deserve it? And I said, if you don't like their art, you can block them. There's a block button. You don't have to see anything involved with them, even if your mates share their art. So yeah, that's it for me on this whole thing. And the thing is, it was never anything about fat phobia. It's just people equating it to be a problem on there that never existed. And that is my overall analysis of this bulletin. So I hope you guys did enjoy my commentary on this and my honest opinions. So my closing thought for this one: before you decide to call somebody one of these phobic words, maybe you should think twice before actually posting it. Because you've got to remember, you've got to be sure. And you've got to make sure you actually have proof and know the fan base that you're talking to. Otherwise, they will make sure to correct you. Because if you're attacking a very successful artist for no reason, people are going to see it. And they're going to see through your BS. And then you are going to look like a very cowardly person if you can't even justify yourself, just like this Teach Aiko person did. So don't be like them. But anyway, I am all out of time for this bulletin, guys. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to hear more from me. And I shall see you in the next video. So, guys, I will most certainly see you in the next bulletin. Oh boy. It's actually a much quicker bulletin than I expected to do. Good god damn.